This time heading for Ibiza, Cartagena, Torrevieja, Kelp.
Whilst we had a day in Cartagena, I decided to give both the dogs a haircut. Temperature's going up, it's getting warmer, and Lady's hair was so long.
Sid. Lulu's. Look. Dog grooming. You won't be so hot, puppy.
And we finally had some success. The dogs used the artificial turf for their business on the way down.
A few days that we were there were street musicians playing. I guess they're to welcome the cruise ship people. They seemed to make a good living out of it, and yeah, music was good. We saw this young man posing in front of the boats, and so we offered, would you like some photos on our boat? The family leapt at it. Don't know quite what it was all about, but he had fun. Well, it was soon time to leave Cartagena. A really historic town. Loads and loads of history, monuments and thousands of things to see. Again, if you get the opportunity, go to Cartagena, and it's pretty cheap in the marina we stayed. It was just €15 a night. We've been doing quite a bit of motoring, and we're going to have to do a lot more, so we decided to fill up before we left Cartagena. That's because the fuel was relatively cheap there, well, cheaper. I thought I'd talk you through how we do this kind of berthing or dockside landings. Now if you look carefully, you can see that the wind is coming across our port side, so it's roughly from the south. In order to bring the boat in under control, we need to drive into the wind. So what we're going to do is go up to the fuel berth, up to the fuel dock, rotate the boat through 180 degrees and then power into the dock and into the wind under full control. So at this point, Cindy's already prepared a centre cleat line and a fore and aft line on the starboard side. As we come into the dock, she'll secure the centre cleat line first. This will give the boat helmsman full control and enable her to then go forward and aft to fix the lines. This is how we do it. Now at this point you'll notice that the Marinero is spotted we're doing a mid-cleat berth. So he's handed us a spare line, and we just push forward against that line, keeping the boat up against the dock. You can then vector the thrust over the rudder to keep the boat in the right place. A little bit of bow thruster helps now and then, but you can see by the flag we're being blown off and yet still staying against the dock. Okay, that's right, you're fine. Hola. Now that we're safely alongside and under control, Cindy's rearranging the dock lines so that we have extra lines fore and aft as springs. That's okay, we won't go anywhere, babe. Nah. When we leave the dock, we do the exact opposite. We release fore and aft, release the centre cleat, and the wind will help us to drift slowly away from the dock, all fully under control. We can then start applying a bit of throttle. I'd really encourage people to practice docking and berthing, perhaps in your own marina or somewhere strange, even on a river, where you've got wind and tides and current all against you. The best thing to do is to stop before you do it and see which way the boat wants to go, and then you'll know what you've got to do to control it. On leaving Cartagena, we had to motor up the coast, all the way to the Cape. It was only once we'd rounded the Cape we managed to get some decent wind. Oh, and some decent sunshine too. We had our best day with our solar cells, over a kilowatt generated. We went to Torrelavega and we anchored in the harbour. Now the guidebook says that anchoring's forbidden or frowned on, but we didn't have any problems. Okay, so it was a bit industrial, but hey, it was free, my favourite word. It was quite a pretty marina, and when we were walking the dogs, we had a quick look round. We managed to get the rib ashore. We went onto Google Earth and looked at exactly what the marina setup was, and found that there was a small tributary from the hills in the corner of the marina where there was a landing place. And we'd seen people walking dogs on the beach, even though the signs on Google Earth said no perros, no dogs. But there were people walking in this corner of the beach with their dogs. So that's what we did, early in the morning and last thing at night. This is the corner of the beach that we went to. You can see here there were people walking their dogs. So David's just been on the radio and he's booked a marina for us tonight because it's going to blow up. It's going to blow from the southeast, which is probably where this swell's coming from. 30 knots or so. The difference in marina fees is unbelievable. We've Calpe, where we're going, is 25 euros a night plus electricity, which we don't really need. And the other one at Greenwich is 42 euros a night, including everything. So a big difference. But Calpe is another 10 miles further on, and we're going to be bashing into this, I should think, for most of the day, which will mean quite a late finish. It means the doggies can get ashore and have a wander, and we probably find an arrival beer somewhere. This is the marina at Kelp, and as you can hear, it was pretty windy as we entered in. The wind was generally from the south, but it was veering east and west. We needed to get into quite a tight berth, and after 20 minutes or so of waiting for the marineros to sort other boats out, we entered the marina and set up for berthing. The last 6 hours or so had been a cracking sail. We'd actually had to reef the main. Yeah, really good day out, great sailing. And once again, the solar powers were proving their investment. So this time we took a different approach to berthing. With the wind roughly on our nose, we reversed down the fairway and then turned to port, allowing the wind to push the bow of the boat round to the starboard. Now, just so that you get an idea of where we were berthing and how the wind was affecting us, I made up this little clip. Quite a tight berth. Probably only about 1.5 lengths the boat for us to turn into. But yeah, we got in.
Come in here, get off the bloody...
So we're now reversing down this fairway and we're about to turn into the berth to our port. Now at this point, the wind is actually going to help us to turn into the berth. Watch the flag at the top of the screen. We're now powering the boat against the wind into the berth, and once again we've got full control. About a metre from the pontoon, I give it a large handful of throttle and the boat stops.
Here in Puerto de Calpe, whilst it's not the prettiest marina we've been in, it's certainly the most friendly. Everybody's helpful, the marineros are brilliant, they do everything for you if you want them to. There's good facilities here, there's a laundry, there's a supermarket just up the road, nice walks for the dogs, although they're not allowed on the beaches here, but we expect that in Spain now. The marina is very well sheltered from all wind directions and is dominated by the big rock, which is fantastic to look at, and when the sun sets over it, it's amazing.
Yeah, apart from all the seagulls up there, but hey ho. We did get quite a bit of guano on the boat, didn't we, that I had to wash off, and it was quite noisy last night, wasn't it? I thought they slept at night, seagulls.
Evidently not. We got up this morning and the marina was almost empty. It turns out there's a sailing regatta over the next 2 days. They've all just come back now.
And this old Endeavour 37's up for sale there, moored next to us. The other thing we noticed was how clear the water's suddenly become, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing.
We're looking down 4.5 metres into the water here, and you can clearly see the bottom. And no, that's not our closed peg. Although we did try and get it out. The highlight of this part of our journey has certainly been Cartagena. It really was beautiful. Next time, Ibiza. Like and subscribe and follow our journey. Sail safe, Ant and Sid and the Pooch crew.